Welcome to SATV News. This is Nouri Alamin with the headlines. Country's southern region will no longer remain neglected after the opening of Padma Bridge on June 25, said Prime Minister. Police foil Islami Andalan's march to Indian High Commission to protest anti-Islam remarks on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Asian Development Bank provides $143 million to enhance cross-border trade in Bangladesh. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on Thursday said the country's southern region will no longer remain neglected after the opening of the much-awaited Padma Bridge on June 25 next. The people of the southern region will have no more trouble. Their financial condition will improve as well. They will be able to lead a more improved life for the development of the socio-economic condition, she also said. The Premier said this while inaugurating the two newly constructed training and research institutes for the rural development Polli Janapad in Rangpur and Bangabandhu Poverty Alleviation and Rural Development Academy at Kotalipara in Gopalganj through a video conference from her official residence at Ganabhavan. The southern region has always been neglected, but it would not remain ignored anymore as the Padma Bridge would help develop industries there, she said, adding that her government has already brought the area under the electricity network and is improving internal road connectivity further there. Due to heavy rains and landslide in the last month, the flood situation in Shiramganj and Sylhet district has re-emerged. Many areas of Sylhet and Shiramganj have been submerged due to the heavy rains in Meghalaya and Cherrapunji. Till yesterday, at least 4 lakh people in the 12 upajilas of the two districts were also flooded. Many roads are submerged and traffic is stopped there. Crops have also been severely damaged. Many villages and educational institutions have been submerged. Meanwhile, the water of the Jamuna River is rising in Sirajganj. Every day, new wide areas of the char areas and the low-lying areas of the district are being flooded. Growing crops of the various species are being destroyed by drowning in these areas. Flood situation in the Sylhet has re-emerged. 4 lakh people have been waterlogged. New areas of Sirajganj are being flooded every day. Flood situation in Sylhet has re-emerged. Police on Thursday foiled a bid of Islami Andalan Bangladesh activists to march towards the Indian High Commission to protest the recent derogatory remark on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by 2 former BJP spokespersons. The protesters were blocked by the law enforcement agency at Dhaka's Shantinagar intersection area around 12:20 p.m. Several thousand protesters began the march from the north gate of the Baitul Mukarram Mosque, the national mosque, at the 12:05 p.m. The protesters researched the Shantinagar intersection without any mishap. At that point, police placed the barricades on the both sides of the road to stop the march. Later on, around the 12:40 p.m., a 5-member delegation of the organization left to hand over a memorandum to Bangladesh, respective of the Indian High Commission. A Dhaka court today placed Ishtiaq Ahmed Jitu, an arms supplier, on a 3-day remand in the connection with the murder of the Dhaka Awami League leader Jahidul Islam Tipu and college student Samia Arfan Jamal Priti on March 24. Additional Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Muhammad Asaduzzaman Noor passed the order after the investigation office in the case produced him with a 10-day remand prayer. With Jitu, at least 14 persons have been arrested in the double murder case so far. Irregularities and corruption in the establishment of state recognition and rights are extreme as the result of which many heroines are not on the list, the TIB. This information was given by the TIB Executive Director Dr. Iftikhar Zaman in a press conference on state recognition and rights of the heroines this morning. Dr. Iftikhar Zaman said that even after 50 years of the War of Liberation, it has not been possible to determine the exact number of heroines in the country. There is a lack of bureaucratic complexity and the sensitivity. He also said that the process of finding the heroine of the government and non-government organization is not promising. According to the TIB report, 48.31% of the total number of population of the country was women during the War of Liberation. Of the 2 lakh freedom fighters on the Gazette, only 206 are women, and out of the total 7 freedom fighters who won the title are 3 women. This proves that the process of finding female heroic freedom fighters is not realistic. The Asian Development Bank ADB will provide a $143 million policy-based loan to the Bangladesh to improve the volume efficiency, predictability and security of the cross-border trade in the country. To the end, the ADB signed the agreement with the government of Bangladesh on June 15, the bank said in a press release today. Fatima Yasmin, the Secretary of the Economic Relations Division, and the Eriman Ginting Country Director of the ADB virtually signed the agreement. Addressing the event, Ginting said, aligning with the Bangladesh policies and the strategies, the ADB is helping enhance export, diversification and competitiveness for the accelerating growth with industrializations and trade and expanding submergible trade and commerce as well. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back, and you are watching SATV News. Now, news from abroad. The leaders of China and Russia held a phone conversation Wednesday afternoon to renew a show of support for each other's core interest. According to the China's Foreign Ministry, President Xi Jinping told his Russian counterpart that Beijing stands ready to promote stable and long-term development of pragmatic cooperation with Moscow. He further highlighted the importance of the deepening strategic coordination between the two countries. Regarding Ukraine, Xi Jinping said that all related parties should seek a proper resolution in a responsible manner. In return, the Russian President Vladimir Putin supposed to the Beijing opposition the interference in the domestic affairs, including in Xi Jinping, Hong Kong and Taiwan. In the second publicized call since Moscow invasion of Ukraine, the two leaders also discussed a range of the security issues, including the bolstering of the military cooperation. The news comes as the Washington vowed additional military and humanitarian aid to the Ukraine. One of the 2 suspects linked of the disappearance of the British journalist Dom Phillips and the indigenous expert Bruno Pereira has reportedly confessed to killing the disembowering the pair. The suspects were identified by the police as brother Amarildo and the Usaine da Costa. Amarildo was arrested the previous week of the weekend's charges, while the Usaine was taken into custody on Tuesday. Phillips and the Pereira went missing over a week ago in the lowest part of the rainforest, which Philip was working on a sustainable development book. They had received death threats before the disappearance. A ceremony took place on Wednesday to unveil a new street sign marked the Jamal Khashoggi Way outside the Saudi Arabian embassy in Washington. A portion of the street has been dedicated to the former Washington Post journalist who was killed at a Saudi consulate in Istanbul in October 2018. The sign was unveiled just after 1:14 p.m., symbolized the last moment Khashoggi was seen alive. At the time, Saudi officials blamed the murder on the rogue operation by the team of agents. However, U.S. intelligence services believed the murder was ordered by the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The prince has denied the allegation. The ceremony comes a day after the White House announced that the U.S. President Joe Biden will visit the Saudi Arabian the next month. A Chilean swimmer has set a Guinness World Record for the swimming 5,000 meters in the freezing water on the Strait of the Magellan, which connect the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. On Wednesday, Barbada Hernandez took up the challenge accompanied by the naval vessel near the Chile's southernmost point of the Cape Horn, swam for the 15 minutes and the 3 seconds. This is not the first time extreme swimming accomplishment. Nicknamed the Ice Mermaid, Hernandez also swam 7 kilometers in 2 hours and 11 minutes in the Chile's Lake Songura, the world's highest lake at over 4,500 meters above the sea level. The 36-year-old was also first woman to swim across the Beagle Channel, the strait shared by the Chile and Argentina. The English Premier League schedule for the 2022-23 season has been released. The new season for the most popular league of the club football is starting from the 5th August with a match between Arsenal, the Crystal Palace, Manchester United will begin the season with a home game against the Brighton, which Manchester City get their title defence underway the London Stadium against the West Ham. Liverpool to face newly promoted Fulham at Graves Cottage. First Manchester debut on the season is also due to be held on the weekend, October 1st, at the Etihad Stadium. Premier League competition then shutting down on November 12 as attention turns to the 2022 World Cup final in Qatar. Action return with a bang of the Boxing Day as the lead face Manchester City and United play host Nottingham Forest. Before ending, we'll go through the SATV News headlines again. Country's southern region will no longer remain neglected after the opening for the bridge on June 25, said Prime Minister. Police foil Islami Andalan's march to Indian High Commission to protest anti-Islam remark on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Asian Development Bank provides $143 million to enhance cross-border trade in Bangladesh. You are up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.